Welcome to Spirit School. My name is Danielle Sarenk, also known as the Squamish Medium. I am the host of your Spirit School, where I will share all the lessons and learnings that I have uncovered through my intuitive development and mediumship development journey. I am a professional psychic and medium, an intuitive teacher and mentor, and I look forward to walking alongside you on this journey. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me again on Spirit School, where we're going to discuss tonight the new moon in Aries. So the new moon is Aries actually takes place on Friday, April 5th at 1:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're not a night person like me, I'm a morning person, I will not be staying up until 1:05 a.m. So I will actually be doing my new moon work on the Thursday before I go to bed. And I've read this philosophy before, and I definitely believe this, that you can really do your intention setting and manifesting and releasing and forgiveness work with a full moon and new moon, kind of the 72-hour cycle around the moon. So it would be the day before, day of, day after. So even if you're doing it on Saturday, you're still going to be good within that new moon energy. So just kind of do it when you want is basically what I'm saying. But what I offer through these articles and these podcasts is really just around a way to add potency to your moon work. So that's why I always go into the themes of each new moon and full moon, and why if we actually follow these themes and work with that natural rhythm of grandmother moon, we'll actually end up releasing, forgiving, intention setting, and manifesting around pretty much every aspect of our human life and experience. So that's how come I might appear to be rigid in my practice, but it's actually just a way for me, the Virgo A-type, to hit all my bases. So that's what I offer through these, and I definitely welcome you to take what you want and leave the rest behind. If you want to manifest money every single month, you do that and you go get it, and I am all over that as well. But what I offer here through just a little bit of a forward and then going into the natural rulings of the energy of the month is just basically some samples of different ways that you can phrase your new moon intention setting and manifesting. I'm a huge believer in affirmative prayer, which is just basically around, as an example, I'm going to use angels because I'm such an angel person, but instead of saying like, angels, please give me a sign you're here, I'm coming at it from, angels, thank you for reminding me of your presence. And if you even repeat that, you can feel the vibration difference. And that vibrational difference makes all the difference. So even though it might be kind of boring to read or hear me list out different ways of phrasing intentions and manifestation statements, that's the reason why I do it, is because the way that I create them and the way that I craft them is all around keeping it high vibration. So that's why I go through that exercise, and that's what I offer to you, because that has what has worked for me in the past. So here we are in spring. Who does not love spring? You can definitely see it everywhere. The equinox has passed recently. Mother Earth is just blooming and coming back to life. And everything is so fresh and new at this time. And colors are reappearing. And it's really time to start taking action after such a dreamy and sleepy winter. Mercury went direct last week, which I'm sure a lot of us were grateful for. And there's a lot of energy in the skies and on Mother Earth. And it wasn't surprising to me, though it kind of was, to discover that many cultures on Mama Earth consider this fiery Aries ingress to be the New Year's of their cultures. So my friend and colleague who is Persian, they actually celebrate their New Year's on spring equinox, and I'm like, that's actually brilliant, because that is kind of a fresh new year. Literally. And then it started making like no sense to me why we run off a calendar that our New Year's is in the dead of winter. So I totally got on board with that, and I don't know why I was surprised, but it was like a light bulb went off in my head when I found that out. So the Aries ingress also triggers the astrological New Year's, as this is the first sign of the zodiac. So Aries rules the first house of the zodiac, which is the house of self-identity, which covers our ego and our outlook on the world. So a lot of what we will work on manifesting this month, if we choose to manifest in alignment with the natural rhythms of Grandmother Moon, will be based on self, and you'll hear that word a lot coming up. So be prepared to take a deep look inside yourself and see if there are any aligned manifestations you can make in this new moon in Aries to better yourself in preparation for an action-packed spring season. So let's get started on our potential positive affirmative statements that we're going to be making to the universe and Grandmother Moon when it comes to our intention setting and our dreaming and our manifestations. So, as I mentioned, the new moon in Aries rules self. So this includes things such as self-absorption, self-discovery, self-exploration, self-direction, self-reliance, and self-sufficiency. So some statements might sound like, I am fully reliant on myself when it comes to making decisions in my life. Or I wish to boldly follow my instinctive curiosities to rediscover myself and explore my inner temple. Or all self-absorbed and selfish tendencies and habits are completely lifted from me. Or I am self-sufficient in every way. I am the creator and ruler of my life. So the new moon in Aries also rules things such as vanity and anger and impatience, impulsiveness without forethought of others. So some sample statements for Grandmother Moon might sound like, getting totally tongue-tied, I wish for all vain, ruminating thoughts to be completely lifted from my mind. Or I am patient, calm, and trusting of all that is unfolding for me. My impatience is completely lifted from my energy. Or I intend to consider others when making bold decisions for my life. Or all anger is released from me with this Grandmother New Moon energy. The Aries New Moon also rules courage, leadership, boldness, autonomy, and agency. So the gift of agency and the ability to choose courageously in my life is held within my soul at the deepest levels of self. Or I wish to be bold and courageous in my life, never missing an opportunity due to fear. Where love is present, fear is a stranger. Or I wish to remember that I have full autonomy on my own life. I release all powerlessness from my energy. The Aries new moon also rules honesty and authenticity. So I wish to show up each and every day unapologetically authentic. I love myself just the way I am, and I'm ready to shine for the world. Or I intend to move forward with honesty of self and others from this day on. All non-truths in my life story are released into Grandmother Moon's new moon dark rays. Aries new moon also rules things such as instincts and assertiveness, risk-taking, action, and innovation. I clearly hear the whispers of my own soul, which guides me with aligned instincts and actions. Or I wish to take one small risk per day to add joy and excitement to my life. Or I wish for aligned, innovative inspirations to appear to me with ease around and fill in the blank. Or I am gracefully assertive, honest, and authentic when it comes to my boundaries and what brings me joy in this life. Aries new moon also rules the physical body, skin conditions, and survival instincts. So some sample wishes might sound like, I wish for all discomforts with my skin to be completely released from my physical body and replaced with love and vibrancy. Or I wish to flow through life with ease and grace, knowing that all which serves my highest and greatest good will unfold before me. I release all fear of survival to be completely lifted from my energy. So that's your list. That's a pretty fulsome list. Now, each month, as you know, I usually offer a little ritual or a little ceremony in which you can use to anchor your intention and manifesting work. And the one that came to me this month is one that actually came to me last month for my class. And I actually mentioned a little bit of this exercise on the podcast episode around like the self-doubt pep talk. And the exercise was so powerful for me that I mentioned on that podcast. And I took my advanced students through this visualization just this past weekend because it came to me last week, and it was very powerful for them as well. So I'm going to offer it here as well. Now, you may be listening to me in the car, so definitely give it a listen, because if your third eye is on target, you might be able to actually visualize this while you're, doing your thing. And I don't encourage this while you're driving, but you can listen to it. And whenever you're ready to sit down and do your intention setting in your own ceremonial way, you can just replay this and just go through the visualization then. And I believe the reason why Spirit showed me this exercise in particular, now I think about it, is because it really does involve the self. A lot of what is discussed this month is really like deep-rooted soul stuff. So I believe that that's why Spirit showed this exercise to me, and that's why I feel called to and encouraged to share it with you now. So I hope you enjoy it. So whenever you're ready to start your new moon work, whenever that is, like every other month, I'm going to ask you to light a candle and put on some beautiful music and start preparing your new moon in Aries list. So by doing that, you'll take some high quality deep breaths, and you'll feel yourself in your body, and you'll start to center your energy. So pay attention if you're leaning forward or to the side or back, and just center yourself. And you can speak to your soul out loud or in your own mind, and let your soul know that you're listening and you're ready to be inspired for what you need to know for this new moon work. And once you feel the inspiration, you can refer to the list above, whether you need to re-listen to it or check it out on the Clouds and Dirt website, and write out your intentions and your wishes and your manifestations. And I always like to recommend you make under 10 just to keep the channels clear with the universe. And once you're done your list and it's complete, just close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And I want you to take at least 5 deep breaths to truly center yourself and relax into your body. And you're going to allow your 7-year-old self to appear in front of you, cross-legged on the floor, looking at each other eye to eye with love and remembrance. And you're going to speak to her. And you're going to let her know that she's safe and she's loved and she's worthy of all the joy and happiness that life has to offer. And when you're ready, give her an embrace. And as you settle back in, you allow your 14-year-old self to appear in front of you, cross-legged on the floor, and you speak to her. And you let her know that her body is beautiful. And you let her know that her worth is not measured by any external stick. She is kind and courageous and supported always by the energies unseen. And when you're ready, give her an embrace and settle back in. Now you allow your 21-year-old self to appear in front of you, cross-legged on the floor, and you speak to her. And you let her know that all the decisions she has made in life so far are fully supported by you and the universe. You let her know that no shame is to be carried, and all that is surrounded by shame will be released from her energy here and now, and that she is safe, and that though the next few years will be exciting and full of change, she'll never lose her courageous outlook on life. When you're ready, give her an embrace and settle back in. And finally, allow your current day self to appear in front of you, cross-legged on the floor, and you speak to her. Let her know that she is love embodied. She's beautiful from the soul to the skin. She is worth all the joy life has to offer. Her love of self is all she needs to be carried through this life. Her ability to choose, to create, is a gift from her own soul. And you tell her from this day forward, she carries in her heart is complete and total love of self. And from that unwavering love of self, only beauty will unfold before her feet. And you promise her that because you are a worthy soul, because you are a gift from God, you will carry her deepest desires forward with courage, love, and adventure. And when you're ready, you give her an embrace. You switch a smile on your face, and you allow the energy of the heart expanded to be. And only when you're ready, you can recenter yourself and take some deep breaths to connect back into your body and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And I really want you to journal underneath your list any experiences that you had during that visualization, any emotions that arose, any releases that you felt. And I tell you, it's a powerful exercise to call forward past ages. It's like I've done this a few times now when Spirit brought this to my awareness, and I was able to actually kind of go back and heal certain parts of myself just from talking to myself from the perspective I have now. And it's a very powerful exercise. So interesting that they brought this up for me for the new moon, but here you have it. And I love to hear your experiences with it. I do get a lot of messages through Facebook and Instagram. I'm Squamish Medium on both channels, saying that they really like the exercises that I give in these podcasts. So I'm going to try to do them more. And thank you for that feedback. And I hope that whatever you conjure up for your soul's desires, this new moon in Aries, that all your wishes come true. So thank you for listening to Spirit School again this week. I know you have a lot of options out there, and so I'm very privileged that you're taking your time to listen to me and what I have to offer to the world. And I hope that even seeing someone like me come out with a podcast like that inspires you to go public with your voice, to be fearless in your message, and to just go for it. So I'll chat with you all in a week or so.